Well, what do we have here? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Charlamagne the God regretting his decision to support the Biden administration during the 2020 campaign. Now, this comes as no surprise to me, not really a surprise. He should have come out and said this specifically a long time ago. And as a matter of fact, he should have said it back during the campaign when Biden openly disrespected him on his own show. We're going to get to that in just one moment, but let's back up a little bit in case you don't know who Charlamagne is. Now, he's a very popular radio personality, media personality. He has a very popular show called The Breakfast Club alongside co-host DJ Envy, who might go to the penitentiary, Bit Rocks, Little Rocks, for an alleged mortgage scam, but that's a different story, and I digress. They also have Jess Hilarious as a brand new co-host. Previously, they had Angela Yee. She left to go do her own thing. Charlamagne also is on The Daily Show, if I'm not mistaken, Trevor Noah on Comedy Central, and I believe he has the podcast with Andrew Schultz called The Brilliant Idiots. Basically, Charlamagne is very well known in the urban space. He's a very popular voice, and being so popular, being so well known, that's going to attract political figures to you, because why not? You have the audience we're trying to reach. We're trying to pander to, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to come to you when it comes time for an endorsement. We're going to come to you when it's time for a party, when it's time for a gala, a celebration, whatever it is. We want to have Charlamagne the God show up to our event. Now, let's go back to the time where I think he should have immediately denounced Biden, the entire administration, Kamala Harris, Doug Emhoff, everybody. Let's go back. Then we're going to get into the update about him rebuking his prior endorsement. And if you want to see this clip in full without my commentary, link will always be in the box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But before we roll it, this is, again, from the 2020 campaign, May 23rd, 2020, right during the scamdemic. Biden did the infamous basement campaigning. This was one of his stops, The Breakfast Club. Now, he's speaking specifically to Charlamagne. That's him right there on the left. There's no DJ Envy. There's no Angela Yee. There's nobody else but Charlamagne. And listen to what Joe Biden says to Charlamagne when asked the question about, hey, Biden, what will you do for the blacks? Check it out.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love.
Did you hear that? This was a crazy moment that I've played over and over and over again. If you watch me for any period of time, you probably heard that before. If this is your first time hearing it, what he said is, hey, if you're having a hard time figuring out whether you want to vote for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Basically, he said in so many words, if you don't vote for me, then you're not even black. Now, what gives this man the right to tell anybody that? It don't matter if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Canyon stripe. What gives this man the right to say something like that and then get no rebuke and then still get 95% of the vote? Okay, we're talking about racism, all of that, and the third in the black community. Is it really a problem? Do we really care? I can't really tell, but I'm going to play a little bit more of this. Then we're going to get into the updated information about Charlamagne right here denouncing his decision to endorse Joe Biden.
Take a look at my record, man. I extended the voting rights 25 years. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. Come on. Take a look at the record.
I've been critical.
It's like, yo, come on, man. Look, like, you don't got to ask me no more questions because, okay, the context is, hey, we have more questions about the black community. What are you going to do? It's like, look, man, okay, if you don't know whether you want me or Trump, then you're not even black. Check my record out, man. The NAACP, they love me. I did this, I did that. Like, you're not going to ask me no more questions. Just vote for me and shut up. That's what I heard. Now, if you heard wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. But again, Charlamagne is right here receiving this. Okay, he's receiving this. So if you want to call someone a racist, why would it not be Joe Biden? Why would it be Trump? I've never heard Trump say anything close to that. But let's keep on going into the new information right here. And you see what it says on the headline. Charlamagne the God, a.k.a. Leonard McKelvey. That's his real name, Leonard McKelvey. Charlamagne taps out after Kamala Harris kind of disappeared. And to be clear, he was speaking about both of them, Biden and Harris. They got into the White House and she pretty much vanished. He regrets his decision to endorse the Biden administration. So let's read some of this. And the original article was on Politico. And by the way, that Politico article was really kind of weird the way it was written. They buried the lead. It didn't really get to the good part about him not wanting to support them anymore until way deep in the article. It was really flowery, unnecessary, guarding language. It was a really poorly written article. I could do better than that in 15 minutes. But anyway, a prominent black radio show personality reportedly feels, quote unquote, burned over his past support of Vice President Kamala Harris. Charlamagne the God, co-host of The Breakfast Club, who was born Leonard Larry McKelvey, spoke to Politico about his break with Harris after her nearly 3 years in the White House. Quote, I've learned my lesson from doing that. He told a news outlet. Once they got in the White House, she kind of disappeared. Charlamagne reportedly explained that he does not think the Biden administration has done enough to tackle mental health awareness, a topic that came up as he appeared on the campaign trail with Harris in 2019 when she's presidential candidate, and promote criminal justice reforms that include addressing marijuana offenses. When I give people my word, like, yo, man, I think we should be supporting Kamala Harris for vice president because she's going to hold it down. But okay, why is it even about Kamala? Why even mention Kamala at all? Because what power does she have as vice president? I mean, really, what power does Biden have as president? At this point, it's not even Biden running the show. It's the guys behind the scenes. Kamala Harris has never been a competent leader. She's never been a competent leader. People do not want to have her to be the president at all. She polled at 0% when she ran for president in 2020. They paired her with Biden, so it'd be kind of the inverse of what they had during Obama's term. Obama, black president, allegedly, Biden president with the white vice president. And this time, it was the white president with the quote-unquote allegedly black vice president and a female. It was just a numbers game. It was just demographics. That's all that it was. It wasn't anything else. You thought she was going to get in there and do what? Marijuana reform. When she was over in California locking black folks up for drugs, why would she all of a sudden become the exact opposite when she gets into the White House? And again, she's the vice president, not the president. What is she really going to do? She didn't have power like a Dick Cheney or something like that. She's just in there because she was told to be there. She was requested, okay, Kamala, look, you're not doing very well in the polls to become president. You want to be the vice president? Okay, we'll pair you with this guy. There you go. Run off in the sunset. That's pretty much what it is. But I digress. He continues, when we say those things and people don't see her holding it down, that causes issues. Again, I'm not sure what you're expecting of her, but we continue. Charlamagne added, dang, I don't want to curse. You told us to vote for them. Do you know how many people say that to me all the time? Well, hey, man, you know, you had firsthand warning when that man came to your radio show and disrespected you. Vote for me or you ain't black. You had the opportunity to ask him questions about what he do for the black community. You had the opportunity to engage with him. When you did ask him these questions, when you did engage with him, he just blew you off and said, yeah, man, look, don't ask me all those questions. Just go out there and vote. You black, just vote Democrat and that's it. Just shut up and go to the poll and vote. How about that? That's what he said. And we did it. So now you want to talk about, oh, well, I thought they were going to do X, Y, and Z. No, you knew exactly what they weren't going to do. If a man, and you know what, I will link to the rest of this in the box. But if a man gives you his hind parts to kiss after you say, hey, I have a few questions, why would you think that person would then turn around and do the right thing while in office? That makes no sense. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Charlamagne the God, also known as Leonard Larry McKelvey, for possibly seeing the error of his ways. This article here was about Kamala, although I believe he regrets the whole Biden administration. And if that's the case, I say come out there and say that every day. I think he said recently that someone else other than Biden should run because Biden's like 1,000 years old and pretty decrepit. Weekend at, I forget, weekend at Ernie's days. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But he should come out more forcefully and say what needs to happen. Weekend at Bernie's. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what Charlamagne said here about Kamala, the Biden administration, regretting his endorsement for 2020? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think this is good that he's regretting his decision. Maybe he wants to take back what he said, recant, rebuke, whatever. Okay, that's fine. But you had a chance back then to simply not endorse him. My man got on stage. Look, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's the guy that I really wanted to support or not. When you get treated like that, and you're just not anybody, Charlamagne, you have a really big audience. You have a syndicated radio show all over the country. You get a very popular podcast. You're on Comedy Central. You are somebody. You should be respected as such. And what does he do? He gets on your show, Charlamagne, and disrespects you. If he'll do that to you while on a campaign stop with a very popular person, what is he going to do to the average everyday person, to the average, like just regular normie American? What is he going to do? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.